In 24 hours' time, voting in Britain's general election will be underway, and the two men vying to be Prime Minister have had rough days as the campaign comes to an end. Boris Johnson was accused by the father of a London Bridge terror attack victim of exploiting the tragedy for electoral benefit, while Jeremy Corbyn was criticised by a member of his own side in a leaked recording.
In case his messaging in this campaign had been too subtle, Boris Johnson demolished gridlock. Once again promising, as it said on his bulldozer, to get Brexit done.
48 hours to end the gridlock, the... think of another word. Deadlock, gridlock, roadblock.
The Conservative faithful find him entertaining. Dave Merritt thinks he's distasteful. His son Jack was one of two people killed by paroled terrorist Usman Khan in the recent London Bridge attack. He says the Prime Minister's immediate response to call for the end of early release programs was an ill-considered knee-jerk reaction.
Where most of us were watching this and seeing a tragedy unfolding in front of our eyes, instead of seeing a tragedy, Boris Johnson saw an opportunity.
Mr Johnson's office says he passed on his deepest condolences but stands by his views on sentencing. Things haven't been going smoothly for Labor either, after a recording of the party's shadow health secretary was leaked.
It's dire for Labour. It's dire. A nice strategy is just to try and help as many of my colleagues back over the line. Banging on about the NHS in their areas for them, but it's awful for them. And it's the combination of Corbyn and Brexit.
John Ashworth claims he was just joshing around. His leader isn't too fussed.
He called me straight away. He's out there campaigning for a Labour government. He's out there defending our National Health Service. And John has my full support, and I'm cool with John. We get along great.
But it's these sorts of moments close to an election that matter in marginal seats, like here in Crewe and Nantwich. Labor took the constituency off the Tories in the last election by just 48 votes. Once a thriving industrial town, a train manufacturing hub, Crewe now struggles with the socio-economic problems so common in England's north. This should be Labor's working-class heartland.
I've always voted Labour, always. My family, my grandparents always voted Labour, but I don't like Jeremy Corbyn.
Some will vote for Labor in spite of its leader because of concerns about the health service under Tory rule.
I'm no Jeremy Corbyn lover, a bit too left for me, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go anywhere else. I had to finish work as a teacher to become a carer for my dad because he's had more strokes than a Labrador, and there's no help. And if I get nothing now, and if it goes any further, it's very grim.
15 minutes down the road from Crewe is Nantwich, the other major town in this constituency. It's an affluent market town, and it usually votes Conservative. This region voted to leave in the referendum, and Brexit is still on the mind of many.
Everything else is secondary until that's done. Nothing else can happen until it's done.
Is Boris Johnson the man to get it done?
I hope so. If I thought for 1 second Farage getting, I'd vote for him, but there's no chance on earth of getting. So Boris is going to give us the best opportunity to get out.
Not everyone's thrilled with the Tory leader.
I usually vote Conservative, but I'm not too happy the way things are going.
What is you don't like about the Tories this time?
Well, I don't believe half they say what they're going to do.
What about Boris?
Well, I was quite keen on him, but the more I watch things, the more I seem to go off him.
The only thing certain in this bellwether seat is that the weather will be awful on polling day.
And SBS Europe correspondent Ben Lewis joins me now live from Crewe in England's North. Ben, we're a day out from the election. Where do things stand at the moment?
Janice, good evening. The Tories are still favoured to win this election, but it is getting tighter. A new poll is predicting a 28-seat Conservative majority, but that's down from 68 seats predicted last month. And the pollsters say that a hung parliament is still well within the margin of error, so it is all still to play for. Today we're going to see Boris Johnson trying to stick to the script, talking about getting Brexit done. He's had a rough couple of days on the campaign trail with a few gaffes and slip-ups. Jeremy Corbyn is going to be talking almost exclusively about the National Health Service. That's an important topic, particularly in areas like here in the north of England. So, Janice, the Conservatives still favoured to win. They might be feeling a little nervous at the moment at Tory HQ. However, if you had to give a prediction, you'd say Boris Johnson would remain Prime Minister, but you wouldn't bet the house on it.
Thanks so much. That is Ben Lewis joining us from a chilly Crewe in England's north.